Hi everyone. Right, today's a bit of a different format video. The normal stuff is coming, don't worry. I'm just working on it, and it's taking a lot of time. We had some birthdays and all sorts of things to attend to, so the building has taken a little bit of a pause, but I'm back onto it now, so the next videos will be coming very soon. I'm in my flat today in London, just packing. I made a load of space because I'm expecting a big delivery for the boat tomorrow, mainly the kitchen, the whole toilet kit, bathtub, bed frame, all sorts of things are going to arrive in the next couple of days. So I've made a bit of space in my little 16 square meter flat to receive all that. So today I just wanted to do a little bit of a different video to explain the logo that I designed for the boat. And talk you through the different design aspects and the history behind the name that I chose for the boat. So here's the logo, and we have a crest at the top and the name Wyvern III. In the first part of this video, I'm just going to talk you through where the crest comes from, and then on the second part, you'll have a little bit of a surprise. A member of my family is going to hop in and explain a little bit more about the name. So the crest comes from my father's side of the family. And although it's not our family crest, it might as well be, because it's been in our family for 3 generations now. And it comes from this signet ring. So this used to belong to my grandfather. He wore it every day. He cherished it. And it was given to him by a gentleman. He was basically taken in by this gentleman as a young lad, and he was taught by him how to behave in society and how to be courteous and how you behave at table, basically etiquette, right? And I was very close with my grandfather. We spent a lot of time together. I used to go gardening with him a lot, and yeah, we had a very close relationship. And when he passed away a few years ago now, it was very sad, but he left me this ring in his will. In the same way the gentleman I mentioned earlier taught my grandfather about etiquette, my grandfather played a very big role teaching me etiquette as well as my parents, of course, but he played a very big role in that too. It's a very nice ring. I love it. I think it's really beautiful, and it's one of those rings that you can press into wax to seal a letter, which I've done a few times. I've actually tried it and it does work, so it's great. Yeah, the crest is what is imprinted. You can probably just see it there, yeah, imprinted on the front of the signet ring there. So it seems to be a haystack with 2 lily flower decorations on the side, with a scroll note with some wording in it. And the wording, I've managed to look under a microscope because it's very small, and it's also very worn, so it's hard to make out really what's written down. But from what I could make out, it's written Palma per Everantia, or Everantia. And despite my best researches online, I couldn't find anything relating to it or what it even meant. If anyone out there is more fluent in Latin than I am and knows a little bit about this, do drop a comment below if you have any idea what it could mean. I'd be really grateful. So that's the first part of the logo. So that's the crest. So that's my father's side of the family. And now to explain my mother's side, I'm going to invite someone a little bit special, my grandmother, and she's going to explain the name of the boat that I chose and where that comes into our family history. So this is my grandmother, Peggy. Hi, Peggy.
Hello.
So, yeah. So Peggy has very kindly accepted to join this video to explain the meaning behind the name Wyvern and why the boat I'll be moving on to is called Wyvern III. So Peggy, would you like to explain a bit where that name comes from?
Well, yes, wyvern. I believe a wyvern is a Welsh dragon. I don't
Correct,
know
yeah.
much more than that. But when I was born in 31, and in the summer of 38, my father was cruising on the west coast of Scotland when the war broke out. And then that changed our lives. So
Of
Wyvern
course.
was brought down to, he brought it down to Ramsgate. And then he went back to Belgium. I went to boarding school in Eastbourne. And Wyvern sank through shrapnel and it
Oh,
flooded and sank. So that was the end of Wyvern 1.
Wyvern one.
During
Okay.
the war, my father designed boats and boats and boats. He was a naval architect. And he put down the first, I suppose, steel plate and 20 tons of lead for the keel the day after VJ Day, or as soon
Wow.
as he could.
Right. Of
Because
course. Yeah.
he had a shipbuilding and repairing yard in Antwerp, in Belgium.
Okay.
And Wyvern was born there, and she's
So
still
Wyvern
sailing,
two.
I believe.
Wyvern two then, yeah?
Wyvern 2.
Wyvern two.
Wyvern 2 was a sloop, and she proved to be quite. Everybody said she looked like a tub, but she wasn't. She was very light, very good in light airs, and safe in heavy waters. We did a lot of crossings with her, and as I said, we went sailed in the North Sea, the English Channel, the west coast of Europe, Madeira. That was as far we got
That's
out of
amazing.
Europe. Out of Europe, we went to Casablanca. I will forget about the journey back from Casablanca. It was the worst ever.
Really.
And then tried the Baltic with Denmark and Sweden and Finland. We did the Goethe Canal twice.
Wow.
Now with a 20 meter mast, it's
Of
quite.
course. Yeah. That's a
You
tricky
had to
one.
wait to do it at night. Some of the canals in Holland are the same, only at night because of the
Right.
trains.
Oh,
But
okay.
otherwise, she was a very safe, sound family cruiser. Many happy memories from
Oh, that's
Wyvern.
lovely. I was going through searched on Google, and I actually did find it, like I mentioned to you a few weeks back.
Yes,
I found it, and it's for sale in Denmark, of all places,
yes,
with an asking price of $350,000, I think, something like that.
I think so.
So yeah, but and yeah, I believe it's been restored. I think you said
It's been
looks,
completely
yeah,
renovated, but it's still very recognizable with the two portholes
yes,
on
exactly.
on
The
the
portals are
cabin.
there.
And I think some people still like to have a boat, not a machine.
Tell me about it. Yeah. That's amazing. No, it's a beautiful boat. I was gobsmacked when I saw the pictures of it. It's
It's so
such a
beautiful,
classic
yes,
line, and
yes,
one you'd even imagine coming out of sailing boats from in the 60s, in the terms of how
yes,
it's
yes.
profiled. It's a gorgeous. But yeah, now it's all modernized inside. The pictures show all sort of modern GPS systems and all that stuff. So
She's
it's
got
great
all
that
of
it's
it.
still there.
We only had this: the sun, the moon, the stars, and the gonio.
So much more romantic.
Yes, well, I was interested to see that the round the world race, they have to use the sextant too. They're not allowed to
Okay,
use the other instruments.
right. Okay, I didn't
It's
know that.
real sailing
Amazing.
back, yes.
Oh, that's
Real
gorgeous.
sailing.
So, how long did your father have the boat then?
Well, he had her for about 20 years, yes.
Did you happen to follow the boat after it was sold, or at
No,
all, or it was just
no, for I
normal?
was too busy living in the other world and too painful for my father. But he
Yeah,
must have been in the early 60s and he wasn't strong enough to do the sailing anymore.
at least it's still around. What do you think about the boats that's coming my way?
I
Um,
think it's going to be an adventure in life and one of
yeah,
the best lessons you can learn.
no,
It'll
it's
bring you in contact with people and situations and sometimes emergencies
of course,
and
yeah.
many hours of pleasure.
Yeah, I'm very excited already because, living on a boat is something quite special and I like that idea. But I'm also quite proud in a way because it does keep on a family interest. But the being on boats in general, like my cousins and obviously your father and your family, it's going to be, yeah, for me it's nice in that regard that I can have that connection to our side of the
And
family.
we're so happy that you're doing it. We're
Yeah, no,
really
it's good.
happy. I admire your initiative. You're
Thank
going
you.
to be a very busy man for 2 or 3 years.
Anyway, Peggy, thank you very much for sparing the time, and
I'm very honored to do it. Thank you.
I'm sure we'll get you on the channel again soon. Have a good evening. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye, dear.